So I'm going to be reviewing a pen that I've had on loan now for the best part of 2, maybe approaching 3 months. So I'm very grateful to Rob Smith for loaning me the pen. The community is brilliant out there, that people sort of are willing to offer and loan pens for review and to give me an opportunity to try different things. So I am very grateful. But please also check out his Instagram page and his Twitter feeds. I'll post all the links and the details below now for you on this video. But what he's loaned me is a pen that I posted about on my Instagram page, probably 6 months ago or so ago, when I had a specific amount of money. I had about £150 that I had available to spend on my next fountain pen, and I didn't know what to get, and I'd narrowed it down to 4 pens. I narrowed it down to the Lamy 2000, and see, I can't even remember now, so I don't even know why I started along that train of thought, but I certainly remember the Lamy 2000 being in there. And this pen that I'm talking about is the Pilot Custom Heritage 92. I've had the Pilot Custom 74 now for almost 12 months. I bought that at the Southwest Pen Show last the end of January last year, and I've been absolutely over the moon with that pen, and it very much is an everyday carry pen for me and would always feature in my top pens. It's a pen that I saw a long time ago. I remember Brian Goulet of the Goulet Pen Company using it, and I managed, again, somebody loaned me one with a broad nib on it, which I wasn't so keen on as far as a broad nib was concerned, but the fine nib that I managed to pick up at the Southwest Pen Show, I've loved every day since. And I've reviewed that pen for you, and I've done a comparison of that pen with the Sailor Progeus Slim as well, because they're two very similar pens. So now this time I was looking at the Custom Heritage 92 and wondered about that pen. Pretty much the same pen in a lot of ways to the 74, however the filling system was different, and it has the sort of blunt ends, which I'll show you now when we look at it a little closer. But very grateful to have had the chance to have had a play with it, and the fact that I've had it for as long as I've had it now will show what I think of this pen. Yes, I do love Pilot pens anyway, and I love Pilot's gold nibs. In fact, I love Pilot's steel nibs as well. My big sticking point with Pilot is the sheer cost of them over here in the UK. There have been many posts about it online and blogs written about it and questions asked and so on, but the markup on Pilot pens here in the UK is astronomical, and that's what sort of tends to sort of keep me away from them that little bit more, because you just can't, I want them, I just can't afford to get them. However, there are other options, because you can go to Amazon and you can buy them from Japan and get them brought over, and you can make some significant savings. So as I said, I'm going to be looking at the Pilot Custom Heritage 92, and again, thank you very much, Rob, for loaning me this pen. I promise it'll be getting its way back to you, she says. I'm just going to say, I'll give you a quick comparison as well, because I've got my 74 here with me as well. So just for a quick sort of points of reference, this is the 92 that we're going to be looking at, and I've got my 74 as well. So you can see the difference in the size and everything between them. So if you join me in just 2 seconds, I'll get going. Thanks. Welcome back. So let's have a look at the Pilot Custom Heritage, and this is the 92. So this is it. I don't have the box, but I presume it'll come in the standard black sort of padded box that for example, the 74 came in and everything like that. So this is let me get a little closer, I'm a little far away here for you to see that. So this is the 92. Let me start off with stats then, shall we? We're looking at, get rid of that, it's getting a bit busy. It is weight-wise 21 grams with the cap on like this, and it is 13 grams without, so fairly lightweight pen, which I really like. Measurements-wise, capped is 136 millimeters like this, as you're looking at it. It's 122 millimeters from the top of the nib to the base of the pen when it's uncapped, and it's 154 millimeters posted. It does post, and it posts fairly well if you like posting your pens. So let's have a look. So this is the, from what I've seen here in the UK, they all seem to be sort of, they're demonstrator models. There may be some solid colours available elsewhere, but here in the UK I've only seen demonstrator models, and I've seen this being the transparent, I've seen it in an orange, and I've seen it in blue, and then a sort of smoke black colour, which is still a demonstrator, but it's a like a smoky grey colour of that. As I said, price wise here in the UK, looking at £149 for this pen. However, I've seen it as low as £98 on Amazon if you're willing to wait sort of up to 6 weeks for it to arrive. So this is what we're looking at. So we're looking at it's a demonstrator pen. The clip, it's functional, demonstrator, and then we've got this smoke black at the top and again at the bottom there. And what you can see already is this is a piston fill pen. So it has a piston filling mechanism, or sort of ink filling mechanism. So we've got a silver band going around here, and I wonder whether we can catch what it says on there. It says right around here, Custom Heritage 92 Pilot Japan, right the way around there. I think it looks smart, I think it's unassuming, it's very unisex, and it feels substantial. It's a lightweight pen, but it feels substantial. It does not feel at all cheap, and I wouldn't expect it to for the price point, but it feels well made. So twist mechanism for a cap. I always prefer twist mechanisms on a cap. We put that cap aside there, and we'll have a look a little closer. So again, a demonstrator model right the way through into the grip section here, and then we've got a silver band going around here where it meets with the main body of the pen, I suppose. So nib wise, so we can get close here for you to see this nib. Exactly the same nib as the Custom 74, 14 karat gold. This is the fine nib. Very pretty, attractive pen, I find. As you say, it is a fine nib, but for those of you unfamiliar with the difference between Western nibs and Japanese nibs, this is a fine nib on a Japanese nib. If you had a, let me see what I've got here, I might have a fine nib of a Western pen. I'm trying to take it off with one hand, I'll have to come into shot. So this is my John Twist pen, this is a Jowo. So this is a German made nib. And if you have a look at the difference there, if I can get that into shot properly, there's a fair significant difference between a fine nib, which is on the right here in this Pilot, and this Jowo nib here on the left. So I would compare it more to a Western extra fine nib. So if you like a Western extra fine nib, then you're going for a Japanese fine nib. It sits and holds in the hand really comfortably. As I said, you can post it. Makes it a little long for me, but it's not too long. It doesn't get too top heavy either, actually. But I don't tend to post my pens at all. What I like about this pen is the fact that it has a piston fill. So I said I'd do some comparisons. Let me put the cap back on there a moment for you. So this is the, I'm going to have to go out a little bit for you to see them both in the same shot. So this is the Custom 74 here in the blue on the right, and then the Heritage on the left. So you see that the 74, again, I'm out of shot. Let me go back there. You'll see that the 74 is longer. Very slightly longer there, you can see. If I take the caps off them, again, just that same, just slightly longer. Width-wise, the 74 is slightly wider, slightly around the middle, and then where you have the blunt ends on the Heritage 92, you have the domed ends on the 74. But you'll see if I come in closer here, it's the same nib on these pens, and I love them both dearly. So there we go. The only difference though, actually, if you wanted to do it, is that the 74 comes with a push button filler. I've actually taken it out and put a twist converter filler in there. I find the push button filler quite difficult to fill actually. It does hold a lot more ink than the twist one though. But if you're looking for ink capacity and ease of filling, then I find this piston fill pen great, and actually it's a good £30 cheaper than the 74 here in the UK. Don't quite understand why. Maybe a few design features because of the fact that this has got these domed ends and the clip is a little more modern, I suppose. It's a little more updated than this. This is, as I said, quite understated. Unless you had the bright orange version, then it certainly isn't understated. But as I say, these are Pilot pens. I love them. I love the nib on them. You can have a look at my review of this Custom 74, and I have the Custom 74 in a broad nib in the demonstrator transparent model as well there for you to have a look at if you're not as much of a fan of the fine nibs as me. What I'll do now is I'll do a quick writing sample so you can see how this pen writes for you. Going a little closer. So this is the Pilot Custom Heritage 92. This one has a fine nib, and if you're wondering about the ink, this is Robert Oster's Blue Denim. The nib is springy and it has some feedback on it. For me it's ideal because you feel that you're writing with it. I've had absolutely no skipping, no issues with this nib whatsoever, and it does allow for some, because of the spring, as you can see there, you can get some line variation out of that. I'm chuffed to bits with it. Be sad to see it go, but I think I will be doing something to get it into my collection at some point. Thank you very much for joining me. Please subscribe, please leave a comment below, give me a thumbs up. Any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Bye!